if the two of you could talk a little bit more about the difference between paper and symposium sessions.
Well, the paper session, I think the committee kind of groups a bunch of papers that kind of have a similar theme together, and that sets up a really nice question and answer session where you've got these kind of related papers. The symposia, they're individuals, the researchers, put together that before the program together, this series of related papers with a discussant, and then the discussant will, like Kathy said, will kind of create a bridge and synthesize really all the different papers. And you really don't have as much of a role for the discussant in a paper session. In fact, some paper sessions don't even have discussants, as far as I'm aware. And so that's the kind of the big difference, I think, is the role of the discussant. But Kathy, do you have insight there?
Yeah, I think one of the mistakes that I've seen when I read submissions and review, and as a section chair and look at the papers that come in, is that usually it's pretty easy to tell when a group of people decide they're just going to throw their papers together because they may have a better chance of getting accepted, and those that are thoughtful, connected, interconnected, and allow for that deeper discussion that the symposia offers. So as Jeff said, and I think that's a really good point to make, the section chair will look at papers and see some that are loosely connected. They may be on parent-child relationships, but a symposium might be on parent-child relationships, but maybe cultural differences, so maybe the same questions were asked of different cultures, people from different cultures, or there may be a certain focus on a particular construct in parent-child relationships, parenting, for example, that really tie this together. And I think some of the most powerful ones that I've seen are collaborative research projects that have very unique studies that have been asked of a similar data set, and then it gives you an opportunity to think about these data from very different perspectives. But the thread is, you always have to find the thread that runs through those papers for a symposium. So that's I think the difference is in interconnectedness that is thought through beforehand and can be really communicated through the submission versus the paper format, which is put together and loosely connected in important ways, but still you don't get the depth because you are really still looking at very different papers that might address a topic.